Account-Based Marketing 101 presented by BrainSell and Acton. I am Sonia Friedel, President of BrainSell Technologies, and I'm joined by Brandon Contreras, Channel Director at Acton. Are you there, Brandon?
I am, Sonia. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. Brandon's going to bring us through this beautiful agenda. Right after we delve into a little bit about BrainSell, just so you know who we are. So BrainSell is a technology firm located just north of Boston. We concentrate in everything business technology, starting with marketing automation, blending into CRM, and finally into ERP. We also consult before just throwing software into businesses. So we look at business process first, what your needs are, how they can be improved, and then we assist those new processes with technology. We've been in business for over 20 years. So quick agenda about ABM. What is it? We're going to have a few slides here with some facts and situations and what is it anyway. It is a fairly new term. Then Brandon will walk us through a demo and also a QA. I just want to take a moment to talk about Acton and what is it. And Brandon, maybe you can give us the elevator pitch real quick so we have some context here on who Acton is.
Yeah, Acton Software, we're a marketing automation platform born in 2008. 2009 was a banner year go-to-market for us. We're hovering right around 4,500 clients and growing. Very solid small business, mid-market, smaller enterprise style clients. And again, offering a marketing automation platform that does a very good job at grabbing a hold of the entire customer journey, right? So when you think about brand demand, expand across all of your clients and that customer journey. Enough about me. What about you?
Awesome, thank you. And just and we use it internally. I'll tell people that all day long. We love Acton. It's easy to use, and it's our one channel for everything. So it does account-based marketing, and that's what we're focusing on today. But everything from getting found through inbound marketing, through Google, they help with that. They are an email platform to attract people to come in through outbound efforts. So much more, landing page building, automated lead scoring, behavior-based nurturing, all that great stuff. So getting started here, what the heck is account-based marketing? Well, B2B is getting hotter. If you're in the B2C market, that's fine. You can still use marketing automation, certainly very well for B2C. But for B2B, it's a very unique animal to try to rein in here. And I'll spoil it right away by giving you the short story. You may have 10 different people from one company on your website. And you may know that. You may know because you have a basic marketing automation system. You know that there are 10 people on your website from the same company. What account-based marketing does, short story, is it finds all those 10 people, it bundles them up and says, hey guys, you have a very heightened interest from this one company because all 10 people are from the same company and they're on at the same time. That's a very high level of it, but we're going to get even deeper. Brandon, I don't know if you have any direct comments on basic.
Just to piggyback exactly on what you said, right? Like account-based marketing now more than ever is taking a look at the action, activity, engagement that an organization as an entity is having with your content, with what you're yelling and screaming out there. How is an organization, how is an entire account interacting? We get marketing automation for years has targeted the individual, so you could see individual behavior and engagement. That's fine. Now we're taking a look at this at a higher level, yet deeper, as to how the account is taking a look at this.
Great. So facts, 97% of marketers that try out ABM have a higher ROI. Again, I mean, it's pretty much there in your face. If you've got 10 people from the same company looking, hello, there's something going on at that company where they need to buy. And yeah, it can improve closing rates up to 300%. That's crazy. We use it internally. We've got alerts set, and we'll go through some of this, where if there are more than 2 or 3 people from the same company on, we get alerts. So we'll go through that too. Only 31% of orgs are currently practicing account-based marketing. This, what people aren't doing, you've got a huge edge over your competitors if you're using account-based marketing, because only 31%, and I think that's pretty high probably, are using it. So you can get a step above here. 43%.
Yeah, and I would just,
yep.
Not to cut you off or jump in, but yeah, I would think that 31% is high. I mean, as many phone calls, presentations we have in the span of a week. Account-based marketing, by way of a phraseology, seems to be common, but use inside of organizations, 31% might be a stretch, but I'm with you.
Yeah, and you need to have the utility to do it. So, it's like there really is software behind this that makes it possible. And again, as you have questions, please put them right in the questions box. I've got one here. If you currently have Octon, is ABM an add-on to, is it an add-on? And well, let's cut right to the chase. Does it come out of the box with Octon, or is this an add-on functionality, Brandon?
No, this is an add-on, and we would welcome the opportunity to talk to that individual shortly thereafter as to what's involved in turning on account-based marketing. A couple of quick clicks of a button, and away you go. But yeah, we'll certainly like to circle around with that individual.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely be in contact then. Great. So understanding ABM, I think we've done a pretty decent job here. So proactive targeting. Brandon, any comments on this?
Yeah. So again, proactive, just like it says, right? Getting out in front of it. As we are yelling and screaming from a mountaintop about our products and services, what are those? As we're putting information out there, what are organizations responding to, or what do we think an organization, based on demographics, based on particular vertical, what do we think would resonate, right? So going after manufacturing, obviously ridiculously different than you would, a technology firm or an educational consulting firm, those types of things. In an account-based marketing scenario, and with our account-based marketing module, gives you the opportunity to, again, do that yelling and screaming, but you can be very vertical specific. Long way of answering that question.
No, that's true. And proactive too doesn't have to be for new client acquisition, right? It can be for nurturing your existing customer base, which we have another webinar coming up soon on predictable revenue, which is a really amazing cut and dry sales methodology. And part of predictable revenue is farming into your current client base. And ABM for us is just as valuable in our existing client base as it is for new ads, because you already have that beautiful relationship. And again, if you do like a farming campaign, some sort of cross-selling campaign to your base, and you send out an email via Octon, and again, 3 or 4 people from one company reply to that, or not even reply, but they raise their hand. You see that they're on the website, and we'll get into what does it look like. But wow, what a soft sell that is for you guys, right? Now you can see that those 3 people are all on the site at the same time, and my God, just give it over to the account executive who handles that account, and bam, you've got a cross-sell. So that's the lowest hanging fruit for ABM. We love that. Love it, love it. Let's see here. Reactive targeting. Step us through that real quick, Brandon.
Yeah, so the reverse is actually true as well. As we see what's resonating with a particular account, we can keep plucking that string over and over and over again, right? And the amazing piece about account-based marketing, again, I go back to this comparison as to, all right, well, this particular individual is looking at this particular feature of our product and all things that go along with this particular feature. That's great. It obviously resonates with that individual. Again, account-based marketing. Now we have an account that is interacting with particular, could be product specifications, could be data sheets, could be blog posts, and we see that across an entire account. We can react to that behavior and engagement in such a way to offer up more specific and relevant information based on what is resonating with the account. Ridiculously powerful.
Yep. Awesome. So, a couple use cases. Again, I'm just going to kind of skim through these because we've talked a lot about these. But yeah, linking buyer behaviors and data across a single account view. That's awesome. Brendan's going to show us some of that. Easily create account-based campaigns to improve and nurture engagement. Huge. Again, we'll look at that in real time. Automatically score accounts at the account level. So now it's just not those 3 disparate people that you're tracking. It's, hey, let's put all those people together and score them on an account level, and then let's do something with that information. And then targeting decision makers within that account. So you are delivering a unified experience across the org. This can get really detailed. Pretty amazing stuff. So here we are at the demo section. Well, I hand this over to Brandon, and I will do that now. There's one good question here coming in from Gary on how does this thing really work in the back end, and I think you're probably going to get to this, Brandon, as you show us the solution, but let's talk about the unique identifier. So basically, Gary asked how, if they come in via email, so let's say one person is cookied through the automation system. And guys, we are kind of assuming that you know a little bit about the basics here of marketing automation. So that person's already identified with Act-On. So we know who they are and their cookies put on their browser. If you want to deep dive into this, email us and we're more than happy to do it and give you a deep dive into automation. But they're cookied and they're identified and they're using their work email. So Brandon, are they all tied together as from the same email thread? How are people all tied together into one account? And that should put us off really nicely into the demonstration here.
Yeah, so through integration with CRM at the account level, so if we're thinking about Acme Incorporated and all of the particular contacts and or leads and or suspects and or fill in the blank that's associated with Acme Incorporated at the account level would then be assigned to that account. Individuals obviously would be visible. But again, we want to know what the behavior and engagement is across the entire account, and let's do a show and tell.
Awesome.
Let me. Are you seeing my screen here, Sonia?
Yep. That looks great. And just to caveat on that, Brandon, another question that we had: what CRM tools does Act-On work with natively? And I'll start mine: Sugar CRM, Salesforce.com, Microsoft Dynamics, Infor CRM. Am I missing any? NetSuite?
No, yeah, the 5 usual suspects, right? Salesforce, Dynamics, Sugar, NetSuite, and Infor.
Got it. Awesome.
Cool. Okay, so I've got this set up already, and again, just to level set, because as Sonia mentioned, some of the kind of the foundational pieces of marketing automation, not necessarily textbook definition, but certainly an effective one, a way for an organization to consolidate online marketing tactics into one platform. So now we have visibility into the behavior and engagement all the way down to the individual. And we can see from our marketing stuff, or our marketing activity, what's working well and what's not working. Okay, fine. So level setting. We see individual behavior. This is kind of like, because this is like this account-based marketing webinar, this individual behavioral profile is kind of ho-hum, but again, level setting. At the individual level, we see behavior, how many times they visited the site, pages that they viewed, search terms that they used prior to arriving, email information, form behavior and engagement, webinar, so on and so forth. And then moving briskly through this again, this is just a foundational level set. And we're scoring this individual. Act-On is attaching a simple point value to behavior and engagement of the individual. They visit your homepage, they get a point. They visit your pricing page, they get 7 points. They receive a message from you, they get a point. They open that message, they get more points. The higher the point value of the individual, obviously they're interested in what you have to say or what you're putting out there because of this behavior and engagement, right? Opening, clicking, downloading, viewing, etc. Cool. We get this, Brandon. So now let's move over to what we're doing by way of account-based marketing. We are scoring the account based on all of the account's behavior and engagement, and we're surfacing for you a behavioral profile based on all of the interaction across this particular account/organization. How many emails have we sent this account? CTO, CIO, CEO, director, manager, so on and so forth. How many were opened? How many were clicked through on? Website engagement, search terms, media, landing pages, the list goes on and on. Useful now for us to see what this point value is across the organization, right? Even further, we actually, in treating the account as an entity, which it is for all intents and purposes, we get to see a timeline view in chronological order for that matter. Sorry about the fast scrolling here, right? But in chronological order, we get to now see the particular pieces, emails that were sent, where individuals inside of that organization did a website visit, custom event, social media interaction, search term used, followed up by a website visit, so on and so forth. And so now as we're seeing this entire timeline, again, sorry for the fast scroll here, I went down a little bit too far. We also get to see contacts inside of the organization, and we also get to see the particular behavioral scores of individuals that are interacting and behaving the most with your content. So as fancy schmancy as the account-based marketing idea is, again, in doing these presentations with BrainSell, we like to keep this as simple, easy to understand as possible. We are now, through account-based marketing, treating the account as if it were this individual entity. We're now able to see behavior and engagement across the entire account, effectively provide a behavior score of the account. So now we know what's resonating with this organization, and we can continue to offer up specific and relevant messaging at the right time across that account. Phew! Am I missing anything, Sonia?
Well, so just to circle back here, it is finding this industry, number of contacts, address from the account in CRM, correct?
Yes, that's initially where it's coming from.
Okay, got it. Because we have another good question here that's, what's the unique identifier? And really it's, correct me if I'm wrong, they have to exist as a contact in CRM under that account.
Yes. Yes.
But let me caveat that. But let's say Bob Smith comes in and he has an @Makara Inc. email address. So he comes in, organically, and then he hits the CRM eventually, and then your sales development teams tries to convert him from a lead into a contact in Salesforce or Sugar or whatever in the CRM. Then they will be notified by the CRM, hey, the Makara Inc. already exists as an account. Would you like to add Bob Smith as a contact against this existing account? So that's my long-winded answer of explaining how a new person from a company can come in organically yet still be associated with a high-level account that exists in CRM.
To the account. Yeah,
to
absolutely.
the account.
Which
so
makes,
we'll get there eventually.
Yep.
But but if you're using your CRM, and this happens to us all day long, like we find people organically that we didn't even know worked at that company, but they come in through inbound efforts of ours, and they will be associated up top level with the account eventually.
Yeah, and what you actually mentioned is cause for us to emphasize the importance of integration with CRM, right? The sales pro that has their finger on the pulse of their territory, their geography, accounts in their territory. You know, they're updating accounts, they're updating account information, they're coming across contacts, so on and so forth. That's happening on one side of the coin. On the flip side of the coin, the marketing organization is broadcasting information from the marketing automation platform to lists of trade show badge scans, to partner lists they've acquired, to other databases they've acquired from fill in the blank, right? And then even further, we've got individuals that are visiting your site that are consuming your content just organically, right? Through search, or at a cocktail clash, someone said, hey, check out ABC Incorporated, and then away we go. So as they're coming in from the marketing automation platform through, you know, something like as simple as maybe some gated content, or you know, what we like and love, like a contact me request form or something along those lines, the overemphasis on the importance of the connection with CRM. Hey, we see Bob Smith with Macara. Do you want to add Bob Smith as a particular contact record for Macara? Absolutely, if that's indeed the case, right? The reverse is also true. As the sales pro comes across that particular information and adds Bob Smith to Macara, then the marketing automation platform, executing on an account-based marketing style strategy, can place Bob Smith in that particular queue for specific and relevant information based on job title, demographics, etc. So, wow, lots of moving parts.
Lots. And I know that within Salesforce or Sugar, you can see the activity from Act On within that contact or lead. Can you then see anything in the CRM on the account level? So does this work in the reverse?
Yeah, we do not have the activity history flowing to the account like we do the individual, right? So the answer is at this particular stage in the game, no. I know that on our engineering side, like those APIs are ready to float that particular profile to the account side. It just hasn't, you know, for a variety of reasons, hasn't necessarily happened yet. So
got it.
To be continued.
Got it. Awesome. Anything else in here that we should be aware of? And I do want to talk a little bit too about campaigns, because although it's a bit off topic, it's kind of not, because it takes another high-level piece of CRM and it makes it really valuable in the marketing automation system. So just one little thing on that, we have our campaign set up in Sugar, and when we run a campaign like a trade show, we upload a list, just like Brandon was saying. We then market to that list, and it's associated with that campaign in Sugar and in Act On. So there's one campaign. As people start qualifying and we're converting leads to contacts with opportunities, when we win those opportunities, they get sucked back into Act On, and I'm even able to see my ROI based on that campaign, and even based on a Google AdWords campaign. So I know it's a bit off topic, but it does really bring in like the full view and value of CRM directly into the automation system. And it's a really, really powerful integration, the one with AdWords that Act On has as well. So there's a whole AdWords integration. Yeah, and this is one of the strongest in all the automation platforms I've used, which are like 5 or 6 of them. I don't think I've seen one as elegant as this with AdWords.
And we certainly are hoping we are making not only this presentation, but you know, easy to understand, but being convincing in our approach to, hey, look, account-based marketing, easy to use, easier to understand, sitting inside of Acton. One more piece that I wanted to touch on before we press more forward is, all right, we've got all of this account information that we're now seeing, and we have the ability now inside of our list management section to add account information as part of a specific and unique segment that we're getting ready to market to, right? So in the creation of a segment, I give the segment a creative name. Okay, fine. And for this segment, I could, obviously add profile information, right? Job title, city, state, zip, company size, so on and so forth, whatever profile information we have on an individual, right? I can add behavior of an individual. They opened messages, they viewed a particular page on our site, they downloaded particular assets, etc. But further, I can add, through the connectivity with CRM, and even more so from the account element, any and all fields from that account to even include what we're getting from the account-based marketing, how this account is rated based on behavior and engagement across the account. I hope that makes sense. The ability to, again, add profile attributes at the individual level, behavioral attributes at the individual level, and then profile attributes from the account. Namely, again, this rating number, and this is the demo environment, so my account fields here are limited to what you're seeing here. But this rating number to say, hey, if this rating number is greater than 100, that's a hot target account for me. I want to make sure that this is included. Members of that account are included as part of this particular segment. Phew! I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it does.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, normally with automation, you have to create a calculated or copy field from the account, and then it copies the values of like the customer type, let's say, onto the contact. It's confusing to explain, but we've had to do that, and this mitigates that. You don't have to do that anymore because you can pick from the account level, which then gathers the contacts underneath that. It's so slick. Perfect.
Let's see, questions or comments in the, I'm not seeing the chat bar, so if there's no other questions, let's press forward. That's pretty much the highlights in here, showing you all the overarching behavior of an account, right? All of those particular behavioral attributes, and then how we can include account information as part of our segmentation.
Great.
So you can take control back, and Great. We'll press forward with the rest of this.
All right. And I just have a quick couple polls because I feel like we're doing our own groundbreaking research here because this is a fairly new topic. We're really curious to see if anyone out there is doing ABM already. So I have the poll in progress, so just click on those answers if you would, and we'll challenge our 31%, right, and our factoid there.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's wonderful.
Let me circle back on that one particular factoid, right? Because I think you peeled it back, and then in the same breath, one of our marketing coordinators happened to chat me during this presentation because I sneakingly asked her, 31% seems kind of like a high number. and the bottom line is this: yeah, account-based marketing strategies are being used, but not necessarily, to Sonia's point, software is
Right.
being incorporated in this, right?
Right.
Yes, the techniques are being employed, but not necessarily the software. So.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. And then I guess to further that, I've got one more poll. And then please, again, put your questions in the questions box if you would. but this one is, yeah, what kind of automation or marketing technology are you using? And we're always really curious to see this too. Marketing automation in general is growing like just absolutely out of control, and if your competitors are using it, then you should get on board because they can scale much faster than you with marketing automation. And you can scale faster than your competitors if they're not using it. So would really urge you to check out the technology. I'm not seeing many more questions, and we really like to keep these concise. So Brandon, any closing words for us?
No, I mean, look, our effort here is to provide, again, a simple introduction to account-based marketing, show off our wares, obviously. Thank you for allowing us to do this. Certainly, as we have piqued curiosity, act on in conjunction with its platinum partner, BrainSell, we want to talk specifically about your use case, what you're using now, how you can benefit from marketing automation as you're using Act-On, how you can benefit from account-based marketing and the lot. So again, we welcome the opportunity to have those future conversations. Thank you very much for spending the short amount of time, 30-ish minutes with us today.
Yeah, and Brandon, thank you very much for your wealth of knowledge, per usual. And everyone, you can expect the recording of this webinar to be in your inbox shortly. And we'll reach out to those of you who had questions that were a little too deep to get into via chat. So thank you so much, Brandon. Thank you so much for your time. This was really, really useful. And everyone, thanks for joining.